go. Hi mga Mars, I'm Lian.
I'm Angelique.
I'm Sam, and this is Sakat na Tayo Mars podcast.
Okay mga Mars, for this episode, gusto naming sumakay sa popularity ng Netflix premiere ng Fangirl. Because we need the clout.
Oo. At saka recently kasi maraming mga issue with some personalities. At alam natin yung mga personalities na yun ay malalakas ang following. Alam niyo.
Ang dami rin fans ng K-pop, K-dramas, everywhere.
True.
Twitter,
Diba?
Facebook,
Nag-away-away
online.
na sila over the McDo rapper. So,
Yes,
we-
and I love their energy. Ganda. Okay.
gusto, alam niyo naman kami na exploit lang talaga ng mga issues sa
Kung ano yung uso, doon kami.
O nga, pag hinashtag namin, makahanap yung ano namin. Yung
Oo,
episode.
tama.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Okay.
so, okay, ang topic ay, yun nga, fangirl, and we've invited the biggest fangirl we've ever met. Sobrang fun niya in life. Fun niya in life.
Kanya and fun.
Oo. Tapos,
Fun
dahil
fan.
continuing the tradition of nepotism, syempre, barka-barkadahan lang to. So, we've invited our UST friend, Celest Flores. Oh, papasukin niya.
Yes,
Celeste,
Celeste.
pasok.
Ay, hello.
Yo.
Celeste.
Smooth ba yung transition
Hello.
natin?
Hello.
Hindi nga smooth yung
Hello.
pagpapakilala ko. Sabihin ko sana, Celeste
nga.
Flores,
Fun and
sports
fun.
editor of Inquirer.net. Tama naman ako,
Ay,
di ba?
Hello. Yes,
Oh,
tama naman.
Yun.
Hello.
Oh. So, yung mga fans
Hi.
niya sa
I'm so
Inquirer.net,
happy.
alam nyo na.
Wala kang fans. Mas marami pang haters.
Grabe
Grabe naman
naman.
yung
Ako
haters.
evil.
Napagalaw
Ang tawa
tuloy
ko,
ng
evil.
camera.
Oo nga.
Oo. Ready for the
Oh,
haters.
ayan.
Sorry. Ayan.
O, basta
Ayan, ang
naala-
ganda. In fairness,
Okay.
sa bahay
Ayan,
mo
oo,
talaga.
tapos
Mm.
pinoster
Obvious
mo
na
pa yung sa
obvious.
likod. Oo.
I
Oo
know.
nga, obvious na
Actually,
obvious. Sino
ano
yung,
eh, since
sino siya?
this is the love of my life. I'm very true to my character. Siyempre, meron akong love of my life sa Kpop. Ayan, si Chan-yeol. Yun ang nakita nyo. Actually, itong entire room na to it's just an excuse for me to fangirl at appropriate for my age. Alam mo yun, na parang, siyempre,
What is
tita ka na, kahit
appropriate
pa
for
paano.
age?
Oo nga, ano appropriate
Alam mo yung
for
parang-
age?
Yung meron ka ng konting kinikita, so kaya mo nang magwaldas ng konti, kaya mo nang ipakitang nakaka-aangat ka na
Wag-luwag
sa
ka na.
buhay, so
Power,
nakakapag-renovate ka na ng room.
Kwarto.
So, ganun, ito yung nangyari dito sa kwarto na to. Na parang,
Sabagay,
okay,
pero
may
Celeste,
paganda
ng mga
naman.
pintura,
Celeste,
ganyan.
ng mga bata pa tayo,
Oo.
ang fangirling moment natin ay mag-abang ng tiger sa may
I know.
grandstand.
I know, grabe.
Mga
Actually,
cheap thrills in UST.
Oh,
Walang
Alam mo,
bayad.
kung hindi masyadong bata na yung mga player, ngayon feeling ko gagawin ko pa rin yun eh. Pero parang feeling ko titang-tita na ako,
Oo
hindi
nga,
na kaya
actually,
yung
parang
talaga.
pamangkin na lang, no? Grabe, tama,
Oo,
tama.
hindi.
yan.
Dati kasi kabatch mo pa.
So, oo, may pag-asa ka pa magiging kayo.
Nag-abang ka.
Ang
Sino
mahal
ba
Oo,
ko
may
yung mga
ganun.
type niya?
Oo.
Sino yung mga type niya na tigers ba before?
Ayan, Celeste.
Syempre. Siyempre, Dylan Ababo, number 1. Yan ang
Ikaw,
ultimate
Julian, sino sa'yo?
Tiger experience.
Ako wala akong ultimate. Sa UST,
Wala
wala
ba?
akong ultimate. Hindi,
Hindi ba si Jeric Teng? or
Hindi, si
something?
Chester Taylor was assigned to me by Celeste kasi wala na akong mapili. So sabi nila,
Oo,
okay, si Cha kay Japs
Sa'yo na lang.
Juan, si Carshel kay Jojo Dunsil, tapos may Dylan Ababu. So dito ka na lang kay Chester kasi gwapo, tisoy, ganyan. So wala akong choice. Pero kung hindi UST Tiger, si LA Tenorio talaga. I am a LA Tenorio
oo.
fangirl.
Yan ang ult ang
OG.
tawag natin dyan. Ultimate. Yan ang ult mo.
Oo, mga OG, ganyan.
Oh, ayan,
Oo.
nagsisimula na tayong mag-usap sa mga
Fangirl.
history nyo ng fangirl. So, besides sa sports, saan pa nag-fangirl ang mga ultimate
Hindi,
fangirls?
Ako kasi, like, ngayon ko lang din na-realize na I've been a fangirl all my life. There was a time recently, in the last decade, na parang hindi na ata siguro ako fangirl. Parang I've grown out of it. Ganyan, may mga ganun ako reasoning sa sarili ko. But then, na-realize ko, why am I gonna deny something that's so me? That even the job that I have right now, the job that I've had for the last 10 years, is because it started with me being a fangirl. Like, when I was in high school, I was such a big fan of UAAP. And talagang fangirl talaga at whatever I could do at that time, follow them, na pinapayagan pa ako. That's how my love for sport started. So, and my love language then was to write. And then that's when I realized that I wanted to be a sports writer. And then that's the career that I took. So dun ko na-realize, why am I denying something that's actually me and help me get where I am right now? So dun nag-start talaga. My being a fangirl, my career started through that. So, starts sa sports, all throughout, of course, college. It's part of our college life na sumunod ka sa Tigers. Alam mo yun, yun yung hanggang ngayon, yung 2006 finals between Ateneo and UST remains the longest na pinila ko sa pila para makakuha ng ticket. Yun pa rin yun, oo. Oo, as in madaling araw sa Araneta, nakapila ka na, may nagka-camping na doon. Yun pa rin hanggang ngayon, 20 years on. 20 ba? 15 lang pala. 15 years on. Yun pa rin yung feeling ko kasi hindi pa nakakapila sa K-pop concert. That's why. And then I moved on to music. Obsession with music. So, I had the phase na I'm with the band kind of, alam mo yun, phase na kasi band, nauso yung merong peak ng OPM before. So, alam mo yun, so mine was Hale. And it's actually a really, really big part of my life. Kasi I've met a lot of friends.
Ka nga, Celeste?
Oo, nakakaloka. Na-chismis pa ako. Ganong level yung attachment ko dun. And a lot of the people I met during that time, they've grown to be one of my closest friends in life. Na until now, lahat nag-asawa na kami, nagkaanak, nagkapamilya, everything, kaibigan ko pa rin sila. So, yun yung isa naman dun sa beauty ng pagsunod dun sa Hale phase ko. And it's easy kasi to fall in love pag music. Kasi pag type mo talaga yung music, tapos good-looking band, parang it ticks all the boxes eh. Alam mo yun, hindi lang you don't just come for the music, you come for the looks as well. I mean, you're not gonna be a hypocrite, diba? Syempre you want someone good to look at. And then the talent is there, so it just ticks all the boxes. Yun yung madali for me sa music din.
So,
that's why it led me to now.
Sasabihin ko sana kapag kumanta si Champ ng To Be, you feel it, gano'n.
Oo, ganun pa rin. Iba pa rin. Oo, iba pa rin. Dinamdam ko yun at one point. Inown ko na sa akin.
Oo, Celeste, naalala ko nung college tayo. Sabi ko, parang pag meron akong crush na celeb, hindi ko naman e-effortan na landiin kasi wala naman sa utak ko na magiging kami. Tapos sabi mo, ano ba? Si Annabel Rama, fangirl lang yun ng Eddie Gutierrez.
I know. That's
naalala ko
my
yan.
point.
Motto mo yan in life.
Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible, no?
Naalala ko yung...
Hindi, who knows? Oo. What's meant to be will be. Malay mo, di ba? Basta ipakilala mo lang yung presence mo. Universe will make a way.
May mga times ba nung fan ka ng Hale? Kasi ako, kasi fan ako ng Orange and Lemons before. High school pa lang.
I know.
So napapahatid talaga. Nagpapahatid talaga ako. Tapos sinusundo ako. Pero may mga times na gusto ko nang tumakas. Oo, sa gigs. Tapos, ang bata-bata ko pa noon, wala pa akong college. Uma-attend na ako sa Cubao X, ganyan. Tapos sa mga bar. Tapos nagpapahatid talaga ako na may point na gusto ko nang tumakas kasi hindi na ako pinapayagan. May points ka ba na gano'n?
Oo naman. Parang
tumakas ka.
Hindi ako tumatakas. Pero may mga moments na talagang parang isang buwan kami hindi nag-usap ng nanay ko kasi talagang mag-i-insist ako na dalhin dito. Eh, syempre, I also started in high school. Parang pretty sure around 15, 16. That's when I started following him. So parang it's far from legal actually. So parang, ang nakakatawa pa is, since my mom din naman kasi is a musician, so she liked to sing, she always came with me sa mga gigs. So yun ang ano sa akin, caveat lagi. Okay, I'll let you. Pero sama ako. Ganon. So syempre, may embarrass ka. Syempre may embarrass. I mean, kahit I love my mom, pero parang I don't want a chaperone, diba? Pero if I wanted to be allowed, so sama ko siya. So parang sometimes may mga outing kami kasama ako nanay. Ganun talaga. So, diba, tiisin mo na lang for the sake, para lang maka-enjoy ka. So, yun ang nangyari sa akin.
So, Celeste, yung najari yung Bora trip mo, nandun mommy mo?
Oo, nandun nanay ko. Nanay ko.
Pa-remind ako nag-jari. As in, briefly lang.
Ano lang, si frontman, who I'm not gonna name.
Si frontman of said band.
Ay, na-issue kami sa isang, actually, lumabas kami sa, ano man tawag? Tabloid. Ni-name ako na non-showbiz girlfriend ni frontman. May show pa nun sa ABS yung talk show ni Christy Fermin ata or something. Basta may talk show, nilagay nila yun sa ticker, sa ilalim. Nilagay nila yung name ko doon. Doon nilabas na
sikat.
Si frontman and my name. And then ang issue is, because I was underage, so yun ang issue. Parang underage daw yung girlfriend ni frontman. What the hell? Nasa Boracay kami pareho at that time. So everyone was like, we were friends. There was nothing going on. We were friends. Na-misinterpret lang ng mga taong nag-Facebook. Alam mo yung mga early days of Facebook. Na-misinterpret lang nila na, kasi we had pictures together. I mean, na-misinterpret lang nila. And then we were in Boracay at that time. So everyone was like, you cannot be seen here together, even as friends. Kasi, alam mo yun, tapos my phone was blowing up kasi people were messaging, no, girlfriend. So pinag-uusapan ako. I mean, nakakakilig. Kasi syempre, diba? At least
Gusto ko rin naman.
Win-win.
Oo nga.
Ka-lurks, pero gusto ko rin naman.
Hanggang ganda lang. Hanggang dun lang talaga. We were just friends. Yun. And we remain friends.
We will take your word for it. Hindi ka namin inintrigahin dito, maski alas 4 ng hapon at showbiz time.
Maniwala ka sa akin, kung hindi kami naging friends, malamang ni-reveal ko yun. Kasi syempre, pero talagang, hindi.
Okay, so let's go to your present. Present. Alam ko na sobrang active ka sa Twitter.
Wait. Pakwento mo kung paano mo fangirl si Dylan.
Lian, yung oras.
Wait lang, sige na. Briefly,
isang
paano mo
buong
fangirl si
episode.
Dylan? Tsaka
Alam mo,
kasi
kasi
over kay Dylan.
Actually, hindi ko alam eh. Hindi ko na maalala. Naka-get over ba ako? Hindi ko alam. Kasi nung nagkita kami while I was working, parang feeling ko may pull pa rin ako sa kanya eh. Pag nakikita as a sportswriter, pag nakikita ko siya, parang, uy, alam mo yun, parang feeling ko fanfic moment pa rin yung mga pagkikita namin eh. Kasi syempre magka-building tayo, di ba? So, sinusundan. Syempre, naalala ko pa, I think this is the bravest that I've ever done. Nalapitan ko siya, tapos sabi ko, nag-text ako sa'yo. Tapos parang yung tsura niya, sobrang stand niya, nakakatawa. Sobrang, alam mo yun? Pero feeling, ewan ko, hindi ako mag-claim kasi pero eventually, when we met, when I was working na, he recognized me. So I think that's the highlight of our love story.
Kilig.
Love story. Sige. Let's go to your new love story. Na active ka sa Twitter. I always say this. So, paano naman, how did you end up?
K-pop. Actually, this is one of the most surprising things for me. Kasi for the last 10 years, I really had no idea. Siguro yung iba, kahit yung mga not even what we call soft stand. Basta may alam lang sa music, they knew these people. Ako, the only K-pop song I know was like the Gangnam Style. Kasi it was so big. Kasi I purposely avoided it kasi I know myself, di ba? Being the fangirl that I know that when I start something, I won't be able to get out. As in, sure ako. So, for the last 10 years, in-avoid ko talaga to. And then the pandemic happened. So, I can see a lot of people like, oh, here's my group, my name, sila ganyan. So, I started asking around. So, can you recommend me the groups that I should listen to? So, may nag-tweet sa akin, it's like, Blackpink, BTS, Winner, ganyan. So, they mentioned a lot of groups. Ako naman, I'm open to everything. So, I listened a lot to Red Velvet. Basta lahat. I have a playlist of K-pop groups. And then, I'm trying to see kung saan. And then, someone recommended me EXO. I really had no idea who they were. Tapos, so, after a while, it's like, okay, something's not clicking. I like the other songs ng other bands, but it's okay. I mean, not enough to love them as much. And then when I listen to EXO, there's this one song, it's Love Shot. When I listen to it, as in talagang had an epiphany talaga. It's like a light bulb moment. It was a love at first hear for me.
Listen.
Na parang, listen, yeah. As in talagang parang after nito, oh my God, sabi ko, they're really good. So parang, hinanap ko yung pictures nila kasi sabi ko, sino ba ito mga to? Pagtingin ko, oh my God, they're really good looking. Talagang, oh my God. So parang, oh my God, so okay. Sige, let's try. So I listened to another song. It was a ballad. And that's what really sold me. Kumbaga, if Love Shot was the hook, the song Universe was what really reeled me in. Kasi sobrang ganda ng boses nila. Like, they're extremely, extremely talented. So after nun, it was a whirlwind. In 2 weeks, I knew their voices without you telling. As in, ganun ako kabilis nag-fall sa kanila. As nagulat din
you
ako.
fell hard.
Parang, as in the dam broke talaga. As in, yun yung perfect, the dam broke. And then, as in, in 2 weeks,
nalunod ka
I
sa
remember,
Pumoy.
as in talagang wala na. And then I remember, and I had to watch it. Hindi ko pwedeng hindi itigil. So, nag-leave ako para lang dun. As in, by a month into this, as in, I bought like a lot of, as in, wala pa akong ideas sa terminology. Wala pa. As in, talagang research. By a month, may bias na ako, ganyan. I'm counting I think 8 months. It's been 8 months since I started that. And, I'm a whole new person.
8
Yun
months?
yung masasabi ko. 8 months.
pa lang yan?
Oo. Wait, educate me. Ano
Yeah, 8
sabihin
months.
ng bias? Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Ito yung it's my favorite term actually in K-pop. Bias is your favorite sa group. May mga terms yan. May alt ka. Alt as in short for ultimate. So, yun yung, kasi in a group, minsan kasi mag-iiba-iba talaga yung bias mo. So, ang tawag dun sa mga hindi mo bias originally, bias wrecker. Kasi ni-wreck niya yung original bias mo. Ganun yan. So, I know, right? It's fun. So, meron kang alt. Ang alt mo is yung talagang siya talaga. Hindi magbabago. Siya talaga yun. Tapos, siya yung ultimate bias mo. Si Chan-yeol. Pero hindi siya nag-start. Kasi sabi ko sa'yo, sa isang group, the more you know them, the more your biases change. In EXO, there's 9 of them. I've changed my bias 4 times already. As in, nag-start ako, ito lang. And then I started watching some shows. And then I-realized ko mas fit yung personality ko with this guy. And then I listened to something na naman. And then mas gusto ko pala yung boses niya. As in, until I settled kay Chan-yeol tsaka kay Baekhyun. So, yun, sure, settled na ako dito. Hindi na ito magbabago, sure ako.
So
yun ang
mo
bias.
si Chan-yeol. Tapos ang bias
si Chan-yeol,
mo?
pero si Baekhyun, pero very, very close lang sila. Kasi ship ko din sila. Alam niyo naman yung ship, di ba? So, may ship ko din sila. So, love ko sila together and apart. Yun ang storya para sa
Love ko sila for
ganda ng
equality,
K-pop
for
101 na to.
ganun.
Oo.
Ang ganda.
So,
Ano
sila ang OTP ko.
Sino yung nasa likod mo?
Ano yung
Si
OTP?
Chan-yeol, one true pairing.
Noted. Okay.
One true pairing.
Anong
Si
tawag
yung
sa
nasa
mga
likod
fans?
ko, si
Oh,
Chan-yeol,
sige.
yung nasa baba nun, si Baekhyun. Kasi nga, sila nga yung OTP ko.
Yung alam
Ang
mo
tawag
palang
sa
na
fans.
OTP yung sinesend sa ano.
I know. Pag
Sorry
ginugal
na.
mo, oo, one-time
Now I
password.
know. Oo, one-time password.
Ayan.
Okay.
Password.
Sa
Ang
mga
OTP you
XO
pair.
fans.
I want through pairing. Tawag sa amin ay XOL. XOL or Airy. XOL. So, yun yung ano. XOL. Yun ang, actually, that's the beauty of K-pop, yung ganyan. Yung may mga name ka, even kapag stan ka ng stan, alam mo, yan yung term na lagi mong maririnig sa K-pop. Pag stan ka ng isang person, may tawag din sa amin. So, kunwari, dahil stan ako ni Chan-yeol, Yolme yung tawag sa akin. Parang may mga ganun din siya. So, within the group, meron ka pang fandom within your fandom. So, yun yung dynamic ng K-pop. Yun. So, may ship ka, may alt ka, may bias ka, may bias wrecker ka. Yun ang, ganyan ka nagra-rank ng mga K-pop people.
Oo.
Yun.
So, nakita na namin yung devotion mo sa bago mong K-pop group. Ano naman ang pinaka-extreme fangirling mo na ginawa so far?
Ay, actually, hindi. Ito muna. Explain ko lang muna yung, gusto ko explain kung bakit ako ganun ka-devoted sa kanila. And then, kasi, it's easy to say na, it's just because of looks or talent or ganyan. Pero parang, actually, ang dami kong life realization sa K-pop. Kasi like, unang-una, sa K-pop, that's when I realized na yung notion ko of what a man should look like is so small and different. Na parang, kasi I used to be one of those people na pag tinanong mo, oy, do you know this group? Do you know this person sa K-pop? Sabi ko, no, they all look the same to me. Why do they always wear makeup? Why do they look like girls? As in, that used to be me. I'm not kidding. So, yung 180 ko dito is, when you start appreciating them, ma-realize mo na yung view of masculinity is K-pop opened me to that, na hindi naka-box yung what masculinity is. So parang, and you will hear this a lot with K-pop fans, kasi K-pop idols, they wear makeup a lot. They dress differently from what we think guys should look like, diba? And then I will hear people, oh yeah, they're gay, they look like girls. And then for me, who told us that ganun dapat yung itsura ng lalaki, diba? Why are you taking away their masculinity just because they dress differently? So parang it took K-pop to open me to that, na before, if I knew I saw someone wearing a guy wear makeup, I would be like, why are you wearing makeup? And now I find it extremely attractive, actually. Na parang, baka baliktad na nga for me. Maganda yung, alam mo yun, so yun yung, and then sa K-pop kasi, they're very into skinship. So that's a term in Korea, when all the touching, mahilig sila mag-touch, they're very soft, they're very always hugging. Ganon sila. And then, one would say, bakit sila ganon? Diba? Kasi hindi tayo ganon. Especially men, diba? Parang it's like, bro, ganon eh. Ganon yung, sa kanila hindi. And then, naisip, what's wrong about them being soft? Diba? Why is it an insult to be soft? There's nothing wrong with that. So, in the 8 months that I've stand them, yun talaga yung biggest, na-open talaga yung eyes ko na yung kinalakihan natin na masculinity, the image of masculinity, it's not that. It's different elsewhere. And just because it's different doesn't mean it's wrong or it's negative. So yun yung isa talaga sa pinakamalaking realization talaga na gusto ko lagi sinasabi sa tao. Kasi lagi, marinig mo yan comment section, di ba? May post ng K-pop, sasabihin, mukha silang babae. Ano naman, di ba? Yun yung gusto ko sabihin. Ano naman, mukha silang babae. Wala namang mali. So yun yung yun yung pasalamat ko sa K-pop.
Pero from the change in the way you think and the way you see men, ganyan. Ang gusto kong malaman is, Magkano na ang nagastos mo sa mga merch?
Alam mo, weirdly, hindi pala weirdly, na-realize ko that once I get into something, there's not a lot I won't do. Sort of immoral and illegal things. Alam mo yun? There's not a lot I won't do. So like, I feel like if I don't have a child, and if I'm not an adult, I feel like I would empty my bank account for them in a heartbeat. Ganon ako. And so far, ganon yung nangyayari, but in a more controlled fashion. I've stopped counting eh. First month, nililista ko pa lahat yan, ng mga purchases ko. Nakalista pa yan parang to remind me, nakakaganto ka na. Ngayon, wala na. As in like, GCash na, BPI transfer, go, Shopee, wala na. As in like, parang the dam also broke sa pagdating sa pera ko. As in, kasi parang it's a way of support. So like, ako talaga, like, just for because EXO released their latest album last month, earlier this month, I ordered like 15 copies that I don't even, can you just imagine?
15? Of
15.
what?
Can you just imagine, of 15 copies of the album.
Bakit 15? Why 15?
Kasi gusto ko lahat ng cover, tapos gusto ko extra support lang, kasi may mga ganun.
And I bet hindi
siya
cheap.
Hindi.
They don't count
Hindi
cheap
talaga.
at all.
No. And yet, I don't feel bad. Kasi EXO reached million sellers status. So, meaning they've sold 1 million copies of that album. And I feel comforted that I was able to, ganon. And funny thing is, I have all these 50 plus albums here, different covers. I don't even have a CD player. I don't even play it at all. Diba? Siyempre, Spotify pa rin ako nakikinig. Digital pa rin ako. So, like, talagang binibili mo lang siya kasi love language mo siya. To support. Oo. Kasi yun yung seryoso talaga. Tapos lahat ng uso pa sa K-pop is photo cards. Judger pa ako before. Kasi iniisip ko, bakit kayo bibili ng photo card?
That's me today.
Yan.
That's me today.
As in, seryoso talaga. Like, first, fan na ako nito Sabi ko pa, I remember talking with someone and then, sabi ko, bakit sila ganun? Ba't sila bumibili? Hindi ko maintindihan. Parang pwede naman i-print yan or whatever. Tapos yung pala, it's part of the experience. And once you start buying like one, you want them all. Ganun na siya. So I started from judging people who collected it to having like a binder full of things. And you know, the worst thing that I remember paying almost 4,000 pesos for 2 pieces of photo cards that I could get for like 600. Just because I couldn't wait. Kasi usually nagto-turn up lang yan, may magbebenta. May nagbebenta na sobrang overpriced. Ayoko na magantay. Binili ko siya for such an overpriced amount.
Question.
Para lang ma-satisfied.
May question ako. So yung photo ba dun sa card it's an exclusive.
Yes. Usually it's a selfie. It's a selfie.
Na hindi mo
usually
makikita anywhere, ganun.
Well, makikita mo yun siya anywhere. Makikita mo siya anywhere, actually. Pero it's just, there's something about holding something official. At least I'm not judging those who can't afford and then go buy yung mga fake ones. Kasi, di ba, syempre, you fangirl in any capacity that you can. But like ako, I'm at that point na I have a little bit money to spare. I want the official stuff. So, parang alam mo yun, parang it's just buying fake Nikes. Maybe no one could tell, but you yourself can tell.
So officially released.
So parang gano'n ako. So, yes, oo. Kasama siya actually sa albums. But kasi, when you buy an K-pop album, usually you don't know the photo card inside. So,
okay.
So, it's like a lottery. So, syempre may bias ka. That's what you want, right? That's what you wanna get. So, dadasalan mo yung dadasalan mo yung album mo. Na pagbukas, sana yung bias mo lumabas. Ayan, gano'n. So, sometimes, hindi yun nangyayari. Or sometimes, gusto mo yung photo card na yung bibilin mo, ayaw mo bumili ng album. So, people say that. So, ganun yung nangyayari. It's like same as NBA cards. Alam mo yun, parang ganun siya. Ganun yung nangyayari sa kanya. Only this time, these are good-looking men in paper. Yun yung difference.
Alam mo,
Yun yung photo
this
cards.
reminds me, pagka
Yung
binuksan
iba-iba.
na, iba-iba yung kulay.
Kulay,
Tapos,
yes.
kasi ang gusto ko nun, si Baby Spice. So, sabi ko, oh my God, sana yung kasi hindi mo
Diba,
naman
dadasalan
check, diba?
mo?
Kasi, cassette pa yon. Tapos, bukas ko, green. Sabi ko, ay, bakit si Porsche? Gusto ko si Baby Spice. Pero sabi ng nanay ko, wag ka nang maarte. At least may album ka na.
Ganun siya. But only now
Grade 2 pa lang ako.
if that happened now, you would go out of your way to get what you want.
I feel like.
Ganun siya. So ngayon, unlucky ko kasi I bought 15 albums. Hindi pa dumarating yung iba. So yung mga dumating na, kasi you get that from Korea. So we have this thing like fast ETA. So it's a lot more expensive, but you get it in a week. Ganun. Dinasalan ko talaga yun. Kasi pagbukas ko, of the 3 that I got, 2 Chan-yeol. Syempre sumigaw ako kasi mahal niya talaga ako eh. Kasi imagine mo, 2. Ano yung random yun one of 6 chances yun per album. 2 beses ko siya nakuha. Kaya parang feeling ko, gano'n, yun ang happiness sa amin. No? Yun ang happiness as a K-pop fan. When you pull your bias sa album, pag yung album pull mo ay yung bias mo, yun ang like one of the top moments, I guess, sa K-pop. Ayan.
So, yung moment na sumigaw ka.
Sumigaw talaga ako, ni-record ko eh. Kasi inisip ko, na-record ko yun eh. Kasi pagtingin ko, sumigaw talaga ako. As in, sumigaw talaga ako. Parang okay. Tapos nung binuksan ko isa, sumigaw ako lalo kasi what are the chances, diba? Yeah, happy ako.
Celeste, we've known your journey from music to sports and now to K-pop. And ramdam namin, we feel that yung feelings mo talaga towards your K-pop cult
marami
and bias. Marami na kaming nalaman ng mga terms.
Sobra. Alam mo, you should. If any one of you are you any one of you like planning on standing anytime soon? Wala ba? Kasi pag nag-try kayo, talaga mag-break din yung dam.
Feeling ko nag-start na ako sa Blackpink. A little.
I started with Blackpink before EXO. But
Rosé stan ako eh. I'm a Rosé stan.
Ako, Jisoo ako.
Jennie.
Yun, parang I started, iba kasi talaga pag K-pop eh. Like, iba siya from our typical music experience. K-pop in itself is an experience. Like, every concept, every comeback, every album, new concept, new content, new costumes, new storyline. So parang, it's so hard, easy to be roped in talaga. Hindi lang siya yung, okay, I'm putting out this album, and then that's it. So, no, it's concept, may ganyan. So, like, nakaka-whiplash talaga siya. So, if parang hindi mo may sisi yung isang tao na kasi ang dami nating mga grown women na nagpa-fangirl. And then, I remember, I was judging myself na parang, should I be acting like a teenager at my age? As in, may ganun akong apprehensions at first na before I started tweeting a lot and like really openly fangirling. As in, I was really, really trying to hold back because I was judging like, should I act? Is this a way to act when you're 32? I mean, should you be like fawning over men like this, like you're in high school or something like that? As in, those were the kinds of questions. And then I realized, well, they make them happy. They make me happy. So who am I to, diba? Who am I to listen to other people say, uy, ang tanda mo na, ganyan ka pa. Parang ganun yun. It's a matter of happiness talaga. Yun yung isa pa yun. Kasi talagang una, ginajudge ko talaga yung sarili ko. But I'm happy that I got over that. And now I'm just openly fangirling. And like, I'm sure a lot of people muted me already on Instagram and Twitter because I keep on talking about this people that they don't have any idea who, alam mo yun, parang, and I tweet like multiple times a day. So it's like, and you know what? Mute me. As in, yung minsan ko mute me, I don't care. This is, parang na-own ko na siya. It
Oo.
took me, it's also a journey. Yung pag-own ko doon sa persona ko na to.
I can really feel the intensity of your feelings, no? Abot siya hanggang dito sa overseas.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
ang tanong ko lang though, ano yung sinasabi mong K-pop is an experience, is that unique to the Korean culture or yung the K-pop that the Koreans built na hindi natin makukuha sa western music, western pop, ganon?
I feel like yes, kasi in K-pop you don't just pick people who are good looking or who are talented and then you put them together and then make them perform. Some of these people they start training as early as 15, as in they're teenagers. They train for 5 years before debuting, even without the prospect of debuting. That's how hard and cutthroat the industry is. So when they come out, you know they're polished. You know that they really worked hard. So it's not, they can't just get by with talent. Hindi pwedeng you're just talented and that's it. So you have to work. Kasi remember, they sing and dance together intensely. So I mean, can you just imagine how hard the training is for you to memorize na hindi ka pwedeng mag-pant too much while you're dancing because you're also still singing. As in, so, grabe yung hard work. It's not just, okay, I can sing, I can dance. It's not just that. So parang, that's what makes K-pop an experience because I'm not saying it's a good thing kasi sometimes it's toxic, di ba? Kasi parang imaginein mo, sometimes ang bata pa, ganun, alam mo yung single-minded goal na okay, mag-idol ako and then that's what you're gonna do. Mahirap yung conditions and we can hear pag yung mga trainees, yung mga hindi nagde-debut, they will tell you that the conditions are far from best. So they really work hard. So parang pagdating sa performance, you can't expect anything less. Laging full-on experience siya talaga. And then, I haven't been to a K-pop concert, so I'm not the best person to talk about it. But I've watched a lot of concert DVDs. And hindi siya yung, okay, we'll sing this part. No. As in, light, sounds, lahat. Water, air, lahat. Fire inside a concert venue. Ganong level siya. Hindi lang siya, okay, let's listen to them sing and that's it. So parang, it's always, they spend money, they spend time, hard work. That's one of the most admirable things for me. Is kasi before they debut, lahat sila talaga, they really, really worked their ass off before they could even debut. So parang, alam mo na, you can literally say that, yeah, they deserve where they are. Kasi pinaghirapan nila. Ganun yung process lagi. Hindi lang sa group ko. I think most groups are like that. Ayun. It's an experience na hindi mo makalimutan.
Oo. Etong next question, galing to sa aming Curious Cat account. Kasi they know us as Swifties. I mean, si Sam, she's starting, right? You're starting.
Swifties.
Pero ako solid Swiftie talaga ako kung may fandom ako, Swiftie ako.
Ikaw din eh. Nakikita ko rin yung Twitter mo eh. Sabay-sabay tayo. Iba-ibang tao lang, no?
Oo.
Iba-ibang tao na yung tinitweet natin.
Etong question na to is about fandom in the Philippines. So, what do you think is or are the factors kaya nagiging powerful somehow ang fandoms dito sa Philippines? Like kay BTS and Taylor Swift. Especially sa socio-political issues ng country.
Ako,
nakakatakot ang socio-political
Oo
issues.
nga, totoo.
Paano ba yun? Pero I can answer that kaya solid yung fandom kasi the sense of community within each fandom is really strong. So parang, I'm not saying na kunwari yung mga Swifties hindi solid, but it's just that when it comes to K-pop groups, it's really, so like, you feel like you're a family. And that's putting it nicely, kasi may in-fandom fighting din eh. But what I'm saying is, ang bilis mong makabond with other people kasi sobrang, yung sense of community talaga, solid. So parang, eventually, you you create your own, alam mo yun, parang nagkakaroon kayo ng sariling goals. May mga goals, may mga community goals, that, especially streaming, yan, parang community goal natin, within the hour, kailangan ganitong million views. May mga ganyang kind of thing. So parang it's so easy to participate and be drawn to that kind of community na ma-feel mo, you're one. So parang, kaya kunwari, hindi mo magkakilala yung BTS, but if you give them a goal, all of them will go to that. Kasi ganun yung sense of community sa kanila. I'm not saying it's a good thing all the time, kasi syempre, it's not always a good thing na kunwari, what if yung goal ay hindi maganda, di ba? So, people will blindly follow. Ganun yung tendency eh. Ganun yung tendency din sa mga ganong fandom. But from what I've seen, especially sa BTS, kasi they're one of the most popular groups right now, talagang yung to mobilize their fandom to do something good, it's really, ang galing talaga. So yun yung, and then, it's hard to say yung socio-political issues kasi at least from what I'm not claiming to be an expert because like I said, I've only been following K-pop for 8 months. Pero I hardly feel like the K-pop stars are political, at least from the group that I follow. So parang wala akong nakikitang ganong kind of mobilization from where I'm at. Yun. Yun lang.
Di ba nga sa America, yung mga army, yung army yung mga nag-register to the a campaign rally of Donald Trump. Pero sabi nila na, mag-register yan tayo pero hindi tayo a-attend para magmukha siyang
and then, meron silang ginagawang, nag-hijack sila ng hashtags. Yun eh. Na parang, kunwari may hashtags na negative, hina-hijack nila. And sobrang bilis lang nun. Kasi it starts with one, and then you see, this is a fellow fan. And then, gano'n na siya. Pero, I mean, magulo din sometimes sa fandom. You see every day people fighting on the comment section on Twitter. That's why my Twitter is private. I'm fangirling on my own pace. I don't follow the kasi sometimes it's toxic din. That's the other side. That's the bad side of the fandom. Sometimes it gets toxic kasi may gatekeeping, may daming issue. Daming issue. May mga solo stands, may mga group stands, may nag-aaway yung mga different kinds of stands. May mga ganun din siya. So it's not rainbows and butterflies then all the time. But I guess when they want to get something done, they come together. So yun naman yung beauty of it. Pero marami din talaga nag-aaway dyan every day. Twitter is a battlefield.
Every day is a battlefield sa Twitter.
I swear.
Okay, so next question.
Like, it's a good thing nga na ngayon. Ay, sorry. Okay, go. Okay. Sorry, setup. Daldal ko. Hindi, kasi hindi kasi kaya hindi ako feeling ko, like now is the perfect time for me to fan. Kasi feeling ko, if younger ako, I would be one of those people who are fighting the fight on Twitter. Alam mo yun, if I'm any immature, feeling ko ako yun eh. Ramdam ko pero ngayon kasi syempre medyo relax na ako. Kasi parang
medyo kalmado.
Nahimasmasan.
Kasi alam mo yun, may keyboard warrior face ka rin eh pag bata-bata. Kaya syempre,
naman.
Feeling ko ako yun eh. Buti na lang medyo matanda na ako.
Alam mo na yung battles mo.
Oo, I pick my battles na.
Oo. So, next question. Game. When do you stop
Game.
being a fan of someone? Do you have to stick with them through thick and thin ba? Or may hangganan?
This is also a popular saying among K-pop fans. You shouldn't lose your morals over K-pop. Or basically everything. Anything else. Na parang, syempre you want to support someone through and through, di ba? Yun, like ako, I would. But syempre, there will be non-negotiables. Laging may ganon. At least for me. There will always be non-negotiables. I mean, I'm not the one to turn my back when it comes to like small alam mo yun, misdemeanor, mga ganyan. I wouldn't be like, ay, ganito pala siya. Oh, he was caught drunk. And then ako, so what? Okay, alam mo yun, kasi parang, especially sa K-pop, sobrang sensitive kasi ng Korean industry. So sometimes dating is called a scandal something as normal as dating is named a scandal. So parang sometimes, grabe rin yung nila, expectation. So like ako, I'm not one to, may konting issue sa ganyan. Hindi, stick ako. Pero may non-negotiables ako. Siguro, one is political beliefs, isa yon sa akin. But since hindi issue siya sa K-pop, pero parang siguro sa mga local na sinusundan ko, I don't have anyone I feel strongly about ngayon. Wala akong local celebrity that, but I get easily turned off na, alam mo yun, yung typical, ay, ganito pala siya, part pala siya nito, ganito pala yung support niya. And then for me, that's a non-negotiable. It's not that I don't respect his opinion, and then he can have his opinion. It's just that don't expect me to support you anymore. Parang ganun lang ako. Yun. So, yun sa akin. I guess siguro, laging yung political beliefs eh. Even in dating, di ba? Parang sometimes, minsan nga sabi nga nila, tanungin mo na lang kung day one pa lang, kung anong preference yung dalawa, parang hindi na kayo mag-waste ng time. Kasi medyo deal breaker yun eh. So parang for somehow, yun din yung deal breaker sa akin. And then, yun. Siguro views on LGBTQ, isa pa rin deal breaker sa akin yung gano'n. So yung, if my idol is again something that I'm strongly in favor for, or parang ganon siya, magiging deal breaker siya for me. It's a sad process though, kasi it's always sad parang breaking up with your idol. Kasi diba, parang nag-invest ka ng feelings, effort, and then one day you realize, I cannot follow you anymore. It's a breakup level. But feeling ko, ganon dapat. I mean, I'm not saying lahat ganon, lahat mag-iisip, pero feeling ko nandun ako sa point in my life na I know what I believe in. I know I want the people who I follow to also fit that in a way. Ayun. So, yun yung nangyayari.
Ako may question ako. How about for like celebrities or personalities na wala na sa spotlight or have become quiet, wala na silang releases? Parang do you keep being a fan of this person? Or pag nawala na rin sila, parang nagka-fade ka na rin as a fan?
Ako feeling ko,
ako sa Instagram sila, fan pa nila.
Ako so, like F4.
Yung Instagram.
The exposure.
F4, I will always be a fan. I will always be a fan of F4. Like, wala na, hindi na sila active. But when I see at least one of them, I'm still really, really happy. Pero siguro sa support, syempre magdudwindle ka eh. Kasi parang naturally, hindi mo sila nakikita all the time, wala ka ng content, wala ka ng so parang hindi na. Pero like sa K-pop, yun, mahirap kasi kunwari, if there's a chance your group will break up or ganun, biggest fear siya kasi masakit siya. Parang imagine mo na mawawalan ka ng grupo that you invested so much in, mahirap siya. So feeling ko after that, may mga tao pa rin na sumusupport kahit wala na. Pero limited na siguro yung magagawa mo. Hanggang ka na lang, ganun. Like sa Instagram. Ganun na yung mangyayari. Pero, yun.
Meron akong tanong, related dun sa tanong ni Angelique. Makaka-relate ka rin dito, Celeste. Kasi syempre, di ba, we were really big of 1-3. So, stand din naman tayo nila. Tapos, naalala mo nung nagkaroon ng Me Too movement, sila Hillary Burton, reveal nila na meron ding abuse sa set ng OTH. Like, Mark Schwann, yung perpetrator. So, this person who created the thing we loved and the family that we latched on to. Nagkaroon pala ng abuse. So, paano mo tinitake yung ganon na parang,
ang bigat
oh my gosh, something I loved. Tapos, ganon.
I know. Ako, in reality, there will be a lot of negotiating within myself. Parang ganun siya na parang, but I really love this. But alam mo yung parang umisip ko, totoo kaya? Laging ganun muna, may bargaining muna eh. Na parang totoo kaya? So, minsan, reality, so unang-unang gagawin is, hanap ka ng way to this, totoo kaya yung sinabi na, hindi siguro, ganyan. May ganung moment. But when you realize na, okay, this is really bad, I will drop it. Ganun yung mangyayari sa akin. Parang, kasi may non-negotiable ka talaga eh, di ba? Nasa extent siguro talaga nung nangyari na after nun, hindi kita supportahan talaga. As in, ganun yun eh. Ganun, meron kang hindi mo kayang i-compromise sa sarili mo. Kahit gano'n mo kapakamahal yung isang bagay.
Mm-mm. So there are times
Ganda.
talaga
Ganda
na
nun.
you can separate art from the person. Parang because their
Mm-mm.
art is like an extension of who they are, 'di ba?
Feeling ko yun yung crisis ko. Kasi di ba, sobrang gulo na ni J.K. Rowling as a person.
I know.
Indefensible na yung stance niya on chance. Pero parang, yun din yung crisis ko. Kasi para sa akin, akin na si Harry Potter. I don't think that's no longer just J.K. So parang, pwede bang akin na lang siya? Tapos sabi
Me
ng
too.
mga ibang
Ganyan din.
hardliner, pero sabi ng mga ibang hardliner, okay naman, okay na sa'yo si Harry, pero as long as you're still buying merch and you're buying books, parang
Does it mean
pinapayaman
if
mo
I
pa rin.
download? If I
Oh,
download
if you
illegally,
download
then
by
is it
torrent, 'di ba? Pirate mo na lang.
If I download
Pirate
illegally,
na lang.
is that an act of defiance against JK? Because
Oo,
if I download
baka
illegally, gano'n ba tayo?
Diba?
At naiintindihan ko yun pero hindi ko talaga mapigilang like kakabili ko lang ng mga bagong collector edition books tapos kailangan ko pa siyang ipagtanggol sa sarili ko. So, ang hirap.
I know, it's hard. Like, I get it.
Dun sa One Tree Hill Celeste, ewan ko kung napakinggan mo na yung debut podcast nung tatlo, si Hillary, si Joy, tsaka si Sophia. So, kwento nila doon actually their own defiance sa set. Na they also felt like abused and exploited din naman, pero I think pinaglaban nila. And that speaks of the women they are and the fact that what they create and whatever shit that went through behind the scenes, in the end, it's still what you took away from it. Kung paano naapektuhan yung buhay mo and defend ko lang na fan pa rin ako.
Oo. Mahirap Gets kita. Kasi like, mahirap talaga. Mahirap. Kasi every time you love something, you leave a piece of your heart there. Sa that object, that show, that person. So parang, for you to one day sabihin na, oh my God, everything you believed in is wrong. Like, especially kay JK. Kasi, I mean, I'm not a really, really big Harry Potter fan that so much I bought everything. But I read the books periodically. Talagang, alam mo yun, parang it's part of my childhood. And then now, ang hirap niyang supportan. So, I'm also trying to find my way around it. And honestly, until now, it's hard to say. Kasi sometimes ngayon, pag nagbasa ko, to be a proud Harry Potter fan doesn't mean the same thing anymore as before. Kasi nga, may issue with... So, it's still something that I'm trying to navigate as well. Kasi mahirap talaga. Lalo na kung naging part ng buhay mo yun, na parang it saved you one way or another. And all of a sudden, you can't openly support anymore for the fear of getting
canceled.
Heckled or something, canceled. So it's hard. It's a hard place to be as a fan. It will always be hard. Lalo na ngayon. It's true.
Oo, lalo na ngayon na.
So I honestly don't know.
Yeah, the climate where anyone can just call out, ganyan. Tapos pag na-associate ka, either you condemn it or support mo, ang hirap maging fan. I also feel the same. I had the same experience with Kevin Spacey kasi sobrang fan talaga ako. Tapos nung lumabas yung case na yun, oh my God, ang hirap, hindi ko alam.
Ano, di ba sa una, meron ka pang, oh my God, totoo ba to? Kasi may denial face ka pa. Totoo ba talaga to? Ganon. Nasaan ganyan. Actually, ito mas relate sa akin right now. Kasi si Chan-yeol, he had an issue last year. So that's why he was gone for a while. Meron siyang issue about cheating and everything like that. And then, so ang daming fans na nawala. Marami talaga. So parang ako, I'm staking. Hindi dahil I tolerate it. It's just that I believe him when he says it's not true. So yun yung, ganun ako, yun ako. Yun yung sa akin. And then, so issue siya. Until now, actually sa fandom, issue siya. So maraming, Chan-yeol is a very controversial person, especially in Korea. Kasi they're very sensitive sa culture nila. I mean, outside, I think mas maraming supporters. Pero in Korea, talagang nag-dwindle talaga. He used to be the most popular member. He used to be the most popular member. And then, so may issue siya. But ako, I chose to stick with it kasi I believe him. Not that I know him personally. It's just that you just have to. Malay nga din naman. But ako, I believe him. So yun. If he turns out to be lying at one point and then sadly, that's it. But if it turns out that he's actually telling the truth, and then yun yung payoff ko dun. Pero sa ngayon, hindi ko alam tuloy. Actually, hindi ko alam, syempre morality question yun, but it's just that I choose to believe him. Yun na lang ako. So yun yung siguro yung perfect example ng, oh my God, ang mahirap.
Oo, hanggat wala pang final say. Hanggat wala pa talagang
and
ultimate.
then, it turns out, he actually sued the people who spread the false rumors. Tapos talagang nag-proceed yung case. So, I'm 100% sure he's telling the truth.
So you won.
Yun. Fight me na lang.
So as a fan, Celeste, as a fan, how do you separate naman their celebrity persona to who they are? Like, how do you keep that separation between their two personas? Like, do you always think na they're also human, like pero
of
extra
course.
lang sila kasi they're talented.
In reality, parang all of us has some sort of projection, di ba? What we want to project. So parang kung tayo ng normal people, meron tayong projection of our image that we want us people to see. Paano pa kaya sila na celebrity? So there's really absolutely no way of knowing who they really, really are. So, parang that's just something we have to accept. So, mahirap. Kasi mahirap, actually. Wala akong intelligent answer to that. Kasi medyo mahirap siya. Mahirap siya eh. Kasi diba, alam mo eh, kung mag-post siya sa Instagram, cute niya, ang bait niya, ang family man naman niya. But who will really actually know if it's the reality? Kasi even normal people will post something as nang gusto nilang projection. So there's really actually no way of knowing who someone is. Celebrity or not. yun yung So mahirap. Wala akong intelligent answer sa
Meron akong medyo sagot doon.
Sige, Lian.
Like ako, kunyari, si Sarah G. Like, I'm a Sarah G apologist.
Apologist, okay.
Ilang beses ko na siyang nakita na hindi show setting. Like, nasa Tomas Morato, ganyan. Meron talaga akong rule na hindi ako magpapapicture sa kanya if it's her personal time. Kasi, hindi niya na obligasyon sa akin yun na mag-allot pa ng time. So, the only time that I will have the courage to go to a person and say magpa-picture is kung may show siya or siguro ASAP or whatever, ganyan. So, dun ko sila nasa-separate na parang kung hindi sila nagtatrabaho at this time, I don't think I'm entitled to disturb their personal life.
Oo, totoo. I wish hindi ko alam eh, kasi feeling ko, kunwari makita ko si Chan-yeol somewhere during his personal time, I really have no idea how I'm gonna react. Do I play it cool? Like, do I play it like a fan? Kasi, pero if I play it, mawawala yung chance with him kasi baka hindi siya mahilig sa masyadong fans. So, do I play it like, hey, alam mo yun?
May alam talaga na chance.
Uy,
why not, diba?
Uy, sorry. Kunwari, nabunggo ko lang siya, tapos hindi ko pala siya kilala, pero kilala ko siya. Sorry, I've been reading a lot of fanfics pala talaga kung ano-ano na yung nasa isip ko. Kasi kunwari, nakasalubong ko lang siya. Tapos, hindi niya pala akala fan ako, tapos pretend ako, hindi ko pala siya kilala, tapos we hit it off. Pero mga ganun, di ba?
Meet cute.
Di ba lang?
Meet cute pala.
Annabelle Rama.
Hindi ko pa rin alam. I get my Annabelle Rama moment at one point in this lifetime. Sana.
Ang ganda ng discussion na to. Nakakatuwa.
Oo, kasi sobrang dami kong kasi diba, nakikita mo sa Twitter, kinakausap ko lang yung sarili ko mag-isa. Kasi nga, as I was mentioning kanina, may wavelengths ka kasi sa pagiging fangirl mo eh. Just because pareho kaming XOL or pareho kayong army, automatically, magkakasundo kayo. Hindi ganun. Kasi iba-iba yung types of fangirling of each person eh. So parang it's important as a fangirl to find your support system, who you understand, who feels the same way as you. Kaya akong ginagawa ko, magsasalita na lang ako mag-isa kasi at least wala akong binabother ng iba. Alam mo yun, hindi ako naiirita sa iba. Hindi rin sila, bahala na sila kung mairita sila sa akin. But at least kinakausap ko na yung sarili ko. Parang
okay lang.
Ganun yung nangyari.
Experts tayo dyan lahat sa Twitter. Oo.
Yung biggest admiration ko talaga sa fans and fangirls is parang feeling ko yun yung exhibit of how much they care, and a person who cares that much is always, I think, a good person to know, or I think may innate good quality yun kasi 'di ba, parang would you rather have a person who doesn't care about anything than a person who cares a lot about something, whatever.
Oo, totoo yan.
And fangirls care a lot talaga. Like, to the point of, alam mo yun, parang, feeling ko nga, seriously, because I'm single, I do not have a need for a boyfriend kasi feeling ko I have like 9 boyfriends. Alam mo yun, parang, that's enough for me at this point. And I think a lot of fangirls will be able to relate kasi sometimes their idols ruined men for them. Ganun na yung
nobody's good enough.
As in, parang, but gusto ko magka-boyfriend, but he's not he's not Chan-yeol. So I swear to God, you talk to a lot of people, that's what their idols really ruined men for them. Kasi syempre, ang standard nila, yun na talaga yung standard nila, yung K-pop idol nila.
Buti naman kung fangirl lang.
Sabi ko rin sorry, totoo rin naman, sabi ka kasi ng pandemic, kung hindi lang din si Captain Ri, salamat na lang.
In Korea, yung actors and idols, different, medyo magkaiba sila. Pag idol ka, mas marami kang content. Kasi may reality show, may ganito, may Instagram, may Twitter. Parang it's some sort of a requirement. So, mas marami ka talaga makukuha. Seryoso. Pag actor kasi, like, si Yeon din doesn't even have an Instagram or any social media account. And he's so popular. Can you just imagine how much popular he would be kung active siya in social media? So sa idols, may reality show sila, may V-Lives, may Instagram Live, may Twitter, may sobrang daming content. So it's easy to get to know them in a way, alam mo yun, in an informal way. Kasi sobrang dami mo talagang makukuha ang content. And ako, so sobrang dami ko ng content na this is no exaggeration. There's not a day that I don't watch, listen, or consume any EXO content. There's not a day na wala nagpa-pass by. I swear to God. And I can tell you their favorite food. Oh my God, baka magpanood ni Chan-yeol, tapos makita out siya sa akin.
Sana!
Nakakaintindi ko Tagalog si Chan-yeol, yes.
Namin siya.
Make it happen.
Shocks. Either ma-love siya sa akin kasi kilala ko na siya, or makripiyan siya. So, I'm risking it either way. Pero alam ko na yung favorite food niya. Alam ko yung damit na gusto niya. Alam ko yung hindi niya kayang kainin. As in, creepy. Hindi ko alam kung creepy. Pero seryoso talaga. Ganun. Halos lahat kaming mga ganun. Alam namin yan.
And extra fun fact, you studied the Korean language
Korean,
just
yeah.
recently. Para magkaintindihan na kayo ni Chan-yeol.
Last year. Oo. Kasi syempre, gusto ko rin ng communication pag nakita.
Oo nga. So, Celeste, kung may sasabihin ka kay Chan-yeol in Korean, anong sabihin mo?
Korean, ano yun?
Ito na, this is your moment, sis.
Saranghe, kita rin kayo. I'm waiting for you. Sana makita mo to. Walay mo naman. Military wife ako ngayon kasi nasa military siya. Nasa military sa Chan-yeol.
Ganon, opo.
So, sa mga fans mo naman, saan ka naman nila makafollow?
Wala, actually.
Ano nila babasahin yung mga sinusulat mo? Promote mo na.
Handa, sige. Sige. Please support my work. You just have to go to sports.inquirer.net. So, especially the Tokyo Olympics is coming. So, I'm leading the entire coverage of that. So, you just have to go to Inquirer. No, I'm like planning,
Taong bahay.
Stress ako agad. Pero yun, ako lang yung nagmamanage lahat. So, if you wanna get to know me, you can't. Kasi private lahat yung Twitter ko. I-mute nyo lang din ako kasi maingay talaga ako sa Twitter. Maingay talaga. Pero kung may XOL kayong listener, mag-followan tayo.
Oo.
_celestial on Twitter sa mga XOL. Pero kung Chan-yeol kayo, wag na. Kasi gusto ko ako lang yung mag-isa sa kanya.
Namili.
Wag na. Wag Chan-yeol na. Ayoko, magselosa ako eh.
Ayun.
Alam mo, sobrang itong the past, I don't know, 40 minutes listening to you talk about K-pop. Pero kung may part 2 lang, ang fun din ng groovy sports life mo.
Oo, actually, sa totoo lang. Pero hindi naman masyadong fun ka na nasa bahay na ako. Pero maraming, totoo. Totoo yan. Kasi parang feeling ko maraming redacted dapat. Sa ganun.
Hindi, huwag natin i-redact. Alam mo, dapat tapos isama natin si Chad.
Si Chad, oo.
Mga redacted.
Jobs 1. So, Jobs 1, nung may kotse ka pa, tapos may nakita kang sulat sa tapat ng church, si Chaco Nanan yung nag-iwan nun. Naiyak daw siya nung nalaman niya ililigawan mo yung kinakapatid niya sa may Novaliches.
Sige, i-out niyo pa yung tao na wala dito. Grabe kayo.
Pero 2 years ago naman na yung job, so kalimutan na natin.
Oo naman.
Oo. So, to our followers na gustong malaman yung groupie life ni Celeste, Cha, and Lian, please comment on our social media. Here on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, the KTM Podcast. If you have questions to Celeste about fandom, EXO, you can leave the comments to us at curiouscat.co. Curiouscat. Basta hanapin nyo na kami na KTM Podcast.
curiouscat.me/KTM_podcast.
Bravo. And you can listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcast, and wherever you get your podcast.
This is Lian.
This is Angelique.
This is Sam.
And you watch the...
This is Celeste.
And you watch the Kpop
Tayo Mars
Podcast.
Podcast.